to this special edition of Tech 24. I'm Rebecca Bowring, coming to you from Le Web. It's the biggest and glitziest of all Europe's annual tech conferences. Some 3,500 delegates from over 60 countries here to talk tech trends, products and startups.
These are the people who shape global innovation. Entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, executives, bloggers, professional networkers, even celebrities. Special guest Karl Lagerfeld reveals he owns 4 iPhones and dozens of iPods. Launched in 2004 with a French focus, Le Web now fosters transatlantic debate. Google's executive chairman Eric Schmidt says Silicon Valley needs European competition. This year's theme is Social Local Mobile, or SOLO-MO, a power pyramid that some claim heralds a new era of computing. The trend is embodied by Badoo. The world's 4th largest social network helps you meet people near to you.
Badoo started as a web app, which makes perfect sense given the timing of when it started and so forth. And it grew, because I think people love to chat and connect online. But obviously the moment you add mobile and location to it, it becomes even more powerful. So the idea that you can have Badoo in your pocket essentially as you're walking down the street, as you're in a cafe, as you're in a bar or club, maybe checking someone out, it's that much more compelling, I think, as a product.
Le Web organizer Loïc Lemeur says when it comes to tech, Europe is back. And despite the Eurozone debt crisis, entrepreneurs seem to agree. Le Web provides a launchpad for startups, with teams competing to create an app, platform or experience. Aged just 17, Brit Andrew Bracken has launched the digital offers website Get Dealy.
I think it's the best time to launch. The best time to launch is when we're in a recession, because you can live lean, you can work hard, and people are, the recession's the best time because you're at the bottom, and it's only going to go up for entrepreneurs, I think.
Le Web tickets cost over €2,000, but its blogs, apps, social network and live stream mean anyone can access the event. If you do make it in person, the message is get stuck in, with scores of demos hinting at the future of tech.
I'm joined now on Tech 24 by Malik, tech writer and founder of GigaOM.com. Thanks very much for being with us. So my first question to you is, given the fact that we're in the middle of the Eurozone debt crisis, is it a good time to be an entrepreneur here in Europe?
I was talking to Mike Moritz, who is one of the best venture capitalists in the world for Sequoia Capital, and he said that thanks to the internet and internet being everywhere, the idea of entrepreneurship and ideas of companies spread very fast today, much faster than they used to. So as a result of that, you're seeing a lot more startup activity wherever you go.
So the theme of this conference is SOLO-MO. Is there a particular element to that idea that really interests or excites you?
Social and local are just ways to reorganize information. There's a lot of information on the internet, whether you're looking at shopping information, news, and the idea is how to organize it better. As more and more things come online, we need to figure out new ways to, put information in buckets. So that's what you're going to see. There's going to be a lot more applications using a lot more of those two things, and everything is mobile. I think mobile computing is as profound a change in our lifetime as the mobile phone was. Just as mobile phone redefined how we work, how we live, how our relationships were managed, how we made plans for dinner, and how we communicated, our language of communication, all those things changed because of the mobile phone. And we are beginning to see this similar change because of the mobile computing.
Now you're obviously watching the trends very carefully. This is quite a good place to gauge what might happen next. Give us your predictions for 2012.
I would be a little provocative. I think 2012 probably would be one of the hottest years for technology. I think it's the only growth sector in the economy worldwide. We've seen the real estate crisis, the debt crisis sweep many of the major economies. So technology will be a massive business in 2012.
Thank you so much for being with us, Malik, and a reminder to check out OM's website, GigaOM.com. So here we are at the X-Commerce stand at the heart of Le Web. Now, Eric, there are loads of these events. We've got South by Southwest, E3, CES. What's different about this one?
I find myself at all of these conferences every year, and I don't know if I love them or I absolutely hate them, okay? So let's start with the part that I love. The fun part of these conferences, you actually get to put your hands on product. This is from eBay and X-Commerce and PayPal. We know PayPal, of course, is where you buy things on the web and you can do transactions. Well, they have this new idea that you come to a store window, your favorite store in the mall, and the store's closed. You bring your cell phone out, your smartphone, and you have their app and you open up and boom, on the window appears the store screen.
So you can browse.
You can browse. Now watch, I'm pressing here on the window and the screen is going to change with the different items. So even if the store is closed, I can then purchase the item right there.
This is a prototype, so we can see this here ready to go.
This is an
idea.
idea.
Will it be out in the next couple of years?
They say it's going to be out in the next couple of years. Hard to tell if any of these kind of prototypes actually make it to market, but it's one idea of where e-commerce is going. This is a neat idea of combining the offline world with the online world.
So we can see these trends developing.
These integration trends are really starting to take shape, and that's really fun to actually be able to put your hands on it and play with it and kind of think about how it would work.
But the downsides?
The downside is a place like this has a high number of posers that are here. These are the posers, the people who are all, the fans around tech, and these are the people who don't actually create anything. They're the marketing people, they're the business people.
It's the place to be seen to be.
It's the place to be seen to be, and for people like me, I actually like to be around the creative people, and this is not the kind of places for that. That said, it does offer a lot of people an opportunity to rub shoulders with people they wouldn't ordinarily mix, and that really is something that's kind of good.
So this is a conference that takes place in Europe, bringing together sort of tech luminaries from Silicon Valley and the continent to create a transatlantic dialogue. Is that the idea?
Well, that's what's unique about the web, and it's really actually, the opportunities for the French and for Europeans to brush shoulders with the American tech celebrities, and they're all here, from Google, from Facebook, from Microsoft, and whatnot. Now, that's the emphasis of the web. For me, as someone who comes from Silicon Valley, I was born there, I was raised there, I actually think the benefit's more for the Americans and the Silicon Valley luminaries that are here to actually see that there's a world outside of Silicon Valley.
So Europe gets inspired by their examples. Let's talk about another potentially mutually beneficial relationship, and that is between those who are searching for companies to invest in, the investors, and of course startups who need the cash.
That's one of the trends at these conferences, and that started with TechCrunch's Disrupt conference, is to bring startups out, let them show off their wares. Hopefully there's an investor here somewhere willing to throw lots of money their way, and they can kind of make their name and become famous and, a household name after that. Not sure if it actually works out that way. These conferences are very, very expensive to attend and to set up booths. Booths like this one right here. So for a lot of startups that are working on very, very limited capital, this can be a very expensive way of getting your name out.
Thanks very much for speaking to us, Eric Olander. Thank you so much for being with us for this special edition of Tech 24 from Le Web in the north of Paris. Join us again for another program next week. Bye-bye.